Michael Filisky here, who has actually worked with us on the film on Vanishing Knowledge, played an amazing part. Have you dealt with horses before this film?
One of my father's best friends, his wife kind of ran like an animal shelter thing, but she had everything, like dogs, cats, and she actually had horses. And I remember one time my parents brought me and my siblings out there, and we rode a horse on bareback that she had for like 20 yards before I almost fell off because I was tiny. And, me and my sister were like kind of hopping on this thing and they're holding us on it. And it was great. Like, I wasn't scared of it or anything, but it was like a very short lived thing. She was like, "You want to ride this horse?" And we're like, "Yeah." And, she kind of took us around, not even probably for more than like, 3 or 4 minutes. And that was a long time ago, probably when I was like 10 or 11. And so this was the first time I had the interaction with horses since then, or really any real interaction beyond like 3 to 4 minutes.
Well, tell us a little bit about how, when you first met me at Christine, the ranch, at Christine's ranch.
A big thing for me was getting a feel of the land and the horses before we went to shoot. So it was almost like I wanted to meet the other cast members. So I was excited to do it and I wasn't scared at all. But when I got there, things kind of shifted a bit for me, which I was surprised about, because all of a sudden, you're right next to these huge, massive animals, and it's like, and, Christine was great and everyone else was great about, okay, they behave like this. This is how you do this. This is how you approach him. It's fine to do this. It's not fine to do that. So we're very well coached, but still like that big of a horse and not having any familiarity with it. I have to admit, once I got in there, I was scared. And so because of that, I think I was a little reserved, and I'll never forget, we were up in that top, I believe, pen, and I was trying to kind of feel comfortable with the horses and be with them. And it was just like, it just wasn't happening. And then finally, like I said, all right, screw this. And I was standing up there and they're all ignoring me. And I just opened up my heart chakra. I just like, here I am. This is me. This is my heart. And they just kind of gravitated towards me. And you saw it from then. And once the leader came, then all the others came. And it was just like, it was amazing. Like all of a sudden I was at peace. It seemed like they were at peace. And it was this total calming effect that I was not expecting. And I kind of turned away and walked away. And I think you were there. They just ended up following me, the whole herd, I guess. And it was it was unbelievable. I've never experienced anything like that.
I felt the energy, your energy, totally shift when you experienced I think there were 6 or 7 horses that were surrounding you. And then
yeah.
Out of that, and you walked back into us, you were just like super calm and amazed and all of that. So what was that feeling? What happened?
It's amazing. And I can't explain it. And I've told people about it. I've told probably numerous people about it, not only after that weekend, but that whole weekend of filming. We're very intimate with the horses, like a lot of our scenes were with the horses. So even between takes, we're standing with the horses or we're interacting with the horses during our takes. And it had the same effect there. And it's just this weirdest thing. And I'm very uneducated in all this. So what I tell Lacey, my colleague who acted with me in the film, is we'd call it the horse high, because after you interact with these horses, it's just the weirdest calming. I can't explain it. And if someone told me this is how it's going to happen, I would have been like, no, I don't buy that stuff. I'm not gonna, and I went to acting school, but I'm like, I don't think they could do that. I don't buy it. And I wouldn't have bought it until I experienced it. It's just like, they just seem like they pull out of the angst or anxiety or worries that you have, and they just kind of like let you be. And if you're kind of honest with them, they kind of open up with you. And it's just like, it's almost this very calming, kind of very beautiful high that you get.
I wouldn't believe it, like you said. I wouldn't believe it if somebody told me. And here I am making this film and experiencing this unbelievable high. There had been times where weather wasn't cooperating or something was going wrong on set, and I think I was very calm because I had so many horses. Just I was surrounded with them, and that just lets you be. That's the energy that they have. For me, the a good, bad, ugly, wrong, right, who cares? You're here and enjoy the moment. I think that's the energy that I love about the horses.
If you approach them and they realize you don't expect or want anything from them, then they open up to you. And very rarely do you get that in life, where it's,
Human.
other than maybe intimate family or friends, where they don't expect anything from you. They don't want anything from you. There's just like this very just true relationship there. And you just have to open up to each other. I think that kind of also what kind of provided me personally with the high is like, I don't want anything from you. I'm not expecting anything from you. I'm just here. And then the horses were like, me too. And then you just immediately connect like that.
Could you tell us a little bit about what is the part that you play? I mean, I of course know the answers, but I want the audience to know that as well. Like, what is your part in the film?
I play an older gentleman who's on the spectrum. And I use therapy as a way to help me, not only interact with others, but also, interact with the world around me, interact with others, and figure out myself as well. Because I'm living in a world that's different to me. I'm not different, but the world is different than I live in. So it's a way, and so the horses are a way for me to kind of connect in a way to other human beings, to the horses themselves, to my surroundings, to things that I like.
I know you came very well prepared, and you made my job so much easy because you were there. I mean, you had more information than I did, and it's rare to see someone who is so dedicated towards the role and the part that they're playing. You came in so well prepared. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you prepare for this?
I try to do as much research as I could in any avenue that I could to gain so much knowledge that I'm being respectful to the part. And so I watched everything from, I know it sounds cheesy, but I watched everything from YouTube videos to shows to documentaries to one of my friends back at home is very involved. His wife is very involved in an autistic organization where I grew up. So I was in a lot of contact with him. And one of their family members is on the spectrum. I spent some time with him, just asking all kinds of questions, trying to be respectful to, not only questions, what is right and what is wrong to do, but what I learned is the spectrum, there's not one, they're all snowflakes, there's not one that's exactly alike. So I didn't want to adopt one set of characteristics but then someone else is totally different. So I tried to get as much information as I can and kind of blend it into what I thought was my own person and not mimicking someone I saw.
Yeah.
I took certain traits from everybody to kind of develop my own personality, so to speak. So it would be mine. And enact in that specific way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You have so much invested in your character, in your craft. I mean, it's just rare, and I think you bring so much to the table. I mean, it's amazing, and I'm so impressed. So
Oh,
impressed.
thank you. I
Uh,
appreciate that. Yes.
Michael, I want to ask you: is there anything you want to tell the audience about the film, about the horses, about any of this experience?
Sure. Is it a film about nature and animals? Yes. Or sure, is it a film about therapy? Yes. Sure, is it a film about North Dakota life? Yes. But it's not one of those things. It's a lot of those. It's all of those things. So I think that's what makes this film so special is that it does work on many levels. But what's interesting is all these people which are actual people and characters, kind of funnel into this one powerful thing. Um, and that's why I think that's how I recommend watching it, because I think it's a film that everyone can get something out of, you know? And I think it tells a really, really important message, and it's a true message. Like, this is real life.